Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second stream of Vampyr. My can of Coke has a big bulge in the bottom of it. I hate it when that happens. Noticed it wasn't sitting flat. Anyway, I'm your host, Arun Dragon. We are going to get back to where we were. I might actually decide, and I think I will actually, if it'll let me, of turning around Okay, there we go. Much better. Now, like I was saying, I think I'll turn around and go back to the Nah, I don't need either of you two right now. I really don't need this right now. Seriously? Oh, there we go. As I was saying, going back to the hospital and upgrading my health while I'm at it, because I do have 4,000 experience points to work with. Now let's see. I know somewhere around here there's a direct route into the right up there, I think. Yes? Oh, and as for the can, I don't know. It was part of a 24 pack, so and you notice how many levels of body condition there are. This one requires level 4, and I'm still just level 3. I remember one time I bought a 24 pack at Walmart, got it home, and every single can had a bulge in the bottom of it. Okay, that's as much as I can upgrade that at that point. Hmm. Well, technically this does have more than a combat skill tree. Shadow Veil is a stealth power. Now, granted, these don't unlock until significantly later, but on the plus side, yeah, I'll save the rest of my XP for now. Every night, the consequences of your actions may improve or degrade the district health status. It can also be degraded due to diseases spreading among citizens. The more lives you take, the unhealthier a district becomes. And when it says that, it is referring to the people that appear on this screen. Anyone else... So those two got. So you notice it went up to 98%, and those two healed. Which is another argument for going back to the hospital and healing every now and then. Because otherwise it won't update people's health.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid.
98 shillings. Yeah, I'll take all your shotgun shells. I can't carry them all. But, yeah, I can only carry, right now, until I upgrade the number of shells I can only carry 6 shots in that. The interesting thing, as you'll notice, is that you can set up 2 different weapons and hit the T or G keys to switch which set you're using. Oh, okay. Well, hello, Mary. Glad you could make it. Okay, now that we've done our upgrades, and really I should have upgraded the number of shells I can carry too. Okay, what is the switch weapon set key? Because it's not T and G. T and G is for that. Oh, Z and C. Z for the left weapon, C for the right weapon. Gotcha. Much better. And the sewer beast shows up again.
What sort of creature is this?
Damn it! He just has a lot of hit points. That's all there is to it. He is supposed to be a boss. said get off me, I meant get off me. At least it restores my shells. Let's try something else, though.
What sort of creature is this?
He managed to stun me long enough to do that. And he managed to stun me again. Thank you, I'll take some of that back. Stop wasting all my stamina. Do you mind getting out of the damned corner? No, you don't mind getting out of the damn corner. You just mind letting me see where I'm going. You are ugly when you're angry.
Here's what's left of him.
If you are sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Petrescu's house and present this coupon. So in other words, she's been offering treatment to the poor using the hospital supplies.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel.
What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Hey, Mary. Done with your phone call, I take it. For now, anyway. Now I need to find that other guy, Arthur, who was down here. Yeah, I already checked that.
I can't breathe!
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here! I need to get out!
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
You rescued a citizen. He will return to his district the following night.
Are you sure you're all right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Can't ask him anything until tomorrow night. 3 quinine and 3 clove essence? Yep, that'll come in handy. Although, give him credit, he wasn't stupid. He locked himself in there, and those two vampires weren't strong enough to get him. And, yay, I defeated the boss in the sewers. Of course, what tipped me off was every time I shot him, I noticed his stamina going down, and I saw him get stunned when his stamina hit 0. So I'm like, It's all about finding the right strategy. That's all there is to it. Well, yeah, and you can play it however you want to. If you're not aiming for one of the good endings, you can, like, you know, embrace everybody. Of course, I'll go on ahead and spoil it for you. I normally don't, but I will. In the bad ending, he basically gives in to the bloodlust and becomes the monster that you expected him to be.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Did I come up on the wrong side of the sewers? I must have. Oh, great. Skulls. You know what? I think I'll leave. You're level 16. Bye. This way. Yeah, I just turned around the wrong way, that's all. Of course, it wants me to go to Whitechapel now. So over here and cross this bridge. Whitechapel Street, district status, serious. And there's more skull around here, too. Right, well, you're not spotting this one. There, now would you kindly stop shooting at me? And all I got was 8 shillings for that. Oh, 8 shillings and a screw. Ooh. That one's a different poster here. Guard the freedom of us all. Join the Royal Fleet today. Would you like to know more? Ask at your nearest recruiting office. Dead inside.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. But the guards recruit more and more.
There is a reason for that, though.
When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. Smells like rotten meat wrong. 1 year, I know it. Over there! There's one of them birds!
There you go. Have fun with that.
Bloody monster!
Deal with them. Don't worry about me. Oh, you shithead. You're gonna come after me anyway?
Steady, boys!
Okay, fine. Won't head back that way just yet.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. But the guards recruiting more and more every year. Smells like rotten meat. 1 year, I know it. Best turn around if I were you. Stay close, keep an eye on each other. It's one of them!
Fortunately, I'm not that far from home, so I can go maybe spend some of these XP. That's what, 2,000 exactly? Nice. Reduces the blood cost, upgrades the damage. That's a thought. Or do I go for Shadow Veil and try to sneak past them? Do I go for Blood Barrier to absorb some hits? Do I pick another ranged attack like Blood Spear? I am thinking it's definitely worth spending some points on some of these other passive skills too. Oh, and now I can get up to level 4 on these passives. Of course, they also, if you've noticed, they also become more expensive. They're not 300 anymore, they're 600 each now. Well, let's at least get the cheap levels, shall we? He has a headache, so I need to make up a treatment for that and find him. He has fatigue still. I need to take care of that. Well, fortunately, that's what this is for. And also, no, it's a common machete. Do I have it at level 2? Oh, I already have the damage upgrade. Never mind. I don't have enough handle parts for that. What about the guns? And again, not enough common trigger parts. Damn. But there. Upgraded my stake to 18 stun. Let's see, I need a potion for headache. Whoop, no, not that. Really, I don't have anything for headache? Well, poop. I'm gonna have to go around and see if I can find a formula for that. There's only 2 merchants here. Oh, that's him. No. What I wish I had was some way I could highlight one of these guys and find out where they were. You know, have it point me to them. Fortunately, they're right down there.
We fought for England, but England won't fight for us.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald prefers to deal with his claustrophobia himself and does not want hospital.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
New hint on both of them.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. Oh, the terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
Yeah, I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely certain that there's a guy on YouTube. His channel is called Dr. Mick, but he's got game sessions with a therapist. I'm absolutely certain he would have something nasty to say about using mind control for therapy.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. And surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Well, I imagine Dr. Reid does know about waking up buried under bodies. Maybe not the vermin bit.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know. Never thought I'd love a man.
I won't say a word, Mr. Blight. Your secret is safe with me.
I fought for my country and I survived. I saw my comrades die. And now society tells me I'm a criminal for who I love. It makes me so angry.
Yeah, that'd be my guess as well.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
I honestly don't think he's going to come round right now, but I'll talk to him again and see if there's any new dialogue options.
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck 'em all.
Nope, no new dialogue
Goodbye,
options.
Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Other than that one. Okay, well. Oh, hey. A trash can. Full of grease and aluminum shards.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to say...
I'd like to see your...
Wise choice.
Oh, dear. Well, he doesn't have what I'm after anyway. But you notice, he always comes up with 2 more bullets and 12 more shotgun shells every time you talk to him. Oh, let's see. The other one would be, what's his name on the far side, running the morgue.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Let's see, small bag of junk that I sold to him earlier. Just drugs. So I'm trying to think of where that... headache cure. Ah. Okay. Well. I can tell you where. Whoop. No. God damn it. If only I could actually... Anyway, I wish this map worked the way I wanted it to. There we go. That might be it. Somewhere up in here, I think. At the cemetery. Another thing this thing needs, in my opinion, oh, it does have it. Okay, I was wondering about that. Find out who is spying on Thelma. Okay. Am I going the right direction? No, I'm not. Okay. It is back this way. Oh, hello. I remember this place.
See that?
Die, vermin!
October from Garda Pruin Command Post to East End Patrols. Object, Vampire Activity, Hospital Survey Investigate. 3 days ago, one of our new recruits heard a rumor about the presence of a female vampire hiding in the Pembroke Hospital, London East End. All we have is her first name, Thelma. Your mission is to discreetly go there and observe any suspicious activity concerning said leech, then report directly back to us, and we will decide what action should be taken. And another small bag of junk. Find the local command post it wants me to do. Okay, well, not much I can do about that right now because the rest of that command post is actually out in Whitechapel, right over there. I might have to go there, but let's see what other investigations are available. No. Oh, that's right. This has to do with that body in the morgue. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's just a warning message. And you'll notice that the skull are missing from back here now, which is good. Oh, hey, trash can. It's one of those things you don't expect to be excited about seeing. Well, where the hell is the entrance to the damn morgue? I know it's somewhere on this side of the hospital. This way. Oh, come on. finger slipped, hit the wrong key. Now I have to come down here and drain your nasty ass. Would you... Get off me.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Corcoran's medical error cost Mr. Connor his life. Interrogate Corcoran and Gwyneth about the error. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna come in here. Oh, come on. Thank you. I would rather not face 3 of you at once. Have a nice day. Have a nice hiding behind the damned pole. Have a nice jumping on my ass again. Have a nice I have to fight them. There we go. Yeah, anytime at this point in the game, anytime I see something with glowing eyes, that's a big nope.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Or at least a few more levels.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Rex. Shepard.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reid. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I'm not surprised. And I actually did use that save editor more than once when I was playing around with the game. After, you know, I try not to use something like that the first time I'm playing the game because I want to experience it without spoilers. But after that,
Just a dozen years or so.
yep.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reid, any good news to share?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tippett, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Back down at the docks, huh? What's the best way there? Okay. Figured clearing up all these investigations first might be a help. Which reminds me, since I'm heading to the docks anyway... Good. Well, sadly... Hey. More quinine, clove essence, and whatever the hell was in that. Sodium hypochlorite and potassium permanganate.
Best turn around if I were you. Stupid beast! He's dead!
More screws, 6 shillings, a watery sturdy blood sample, a watery rich blood sample, a skull, swipe. Actually, if I had one complaint about this game, and I understand why they do it, you know, you gotta have a source of XP. But the one thing I really dislike about it, hey, let's respawn everything every time you die. Including this asshole. Now I can focus on you. Well, maybe I can focus on you. Stop focusing on him. Now I have to find some more rats or something to recharge myself. Again. Oh, come on. There we go. Now I can go back up there and hope he hasn't fully regenerated and try to finish him off. Again. God damn it! You lock onto them because you have to in order to be able to hit them. And then you're locked onto him and you can't run away because it keeps you facing him.
Bloody leeches need killing.
Okay, let's try a different approach. Oh, come on. There we go. Get off me. Ah! Me and my shadow and my shadow and my shadow and my shadow and this other guy. Alright, you know what? Enough of this. Me and my fuck you.
Get back in the grave! I hate leeches.
Oh, he's losing stamina. There, took care of you quickly enough. God. He keeps firing both shells, but he teleports after the first one. $5. Ordered by Dr. Thorough Strickland, Pembroke Hospital. List of substances and ingredients: Lacrima papaveris, sodium hypochlorite, and potassium permanganate.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Well, at least now we know what happened to Strickland.
It's one of them! Sir, step away! Over there!
I turned off the cheat, but apparently it has set my health and my blood so negative that they're actually positive again. But they're off the scale is what's going on. It'll probably fix itself after I sleep.
On every street corner.
And it's not letting me use that either. It is something I'm going to have to fix, though. About the use of garlic and wooden stakes. Dear brothers, I must now draw your attention to a very important point, the use of garlic as a protection against vampires. Let's be crystal clear on the subject. Garlic will never protect you against those creatures. No matter how fresh, how strong, and how smelly, garlic is totally useless as a defense. I can never say enough how damaging that novel of Bram Stoker has been. Yes, of course, populations of Slavic countries place garlic cloves in coffins. Yes, of course, inhabitants of Santorini Island hang garlic on their windows. There would be so much to write about this place, and someday soon I hope to go back to this island to further explore its occult tradition. But that is not to protect the living from the devil. It is to tell the dead that they are aware of their malevolence. It is a symbol, nothing more, and nothing less. So please, by all means, yes, wear garlic, show garlic, hang garlic, and tell the shadows that you are not afraid. But if you are looking for supernatural protection, you will have to search much deeper into the forgotten secrets of the occult tradition. For here is the truth, my fellow brothers. Garlic does not repel vampire, but all the fresh plants will hurt them. It is as if their body could not stand the presence of botanical elements. I have seen an enraged vulp, and I imagine that's the blue ones, flee when whacked with a rose. Yes, a simple rose. I have witnessed a violent econ fall down and beg for mercy when stuck by a wooden stake. Really? They don't seem to fall down and beg for mercy that often when I hit them with a wooden stake. I don't know why it is so effective, and I would give my left arm to find the answer to that mystery, but the truth remains nevertheless. Vampires are very sensitive to fresh herbs, plants, and woods. From Facing the Shadows, How and Why, by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reid? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reid. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reid. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reid. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease, with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. You don't know what that means to me.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
At least you're never lacking for components to make your various formulas. Which is really kind of important, actually. Do I not have the ingredients? 1 unit of sodium hypochlorite, 1 unit of potassium permanganate, well, oh, wrong table.
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
strategy for so little result.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
I know that you're a busy man, but I could use your help and advice.
The great Dr. Reid honors me with a request. What is it exactly?
Dr. Strickland devised an experimental drug for the Spanish flu that he asked me to manufacture.
You know what I think of fringe medical experimentation?
That's exactly why I want you to keep the result, Doctor. I made sure it won't harm anyone, but I'd like you to take care of it.
I see. Put it in my cabinet. I'll give you the key. I'll make sure no one uses this medication by mistake.
I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Dr. Ackroyd.
Thank you for your trust on the matter, Dr. Reid.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Tell me, Waverley, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Well, I respect both of them, but again, it is a matter of ethics. Let's see, that's Dr. Tippett's. Ah, yes.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
M. Goswick's medical file. Patient Mortimer Goswick, male, age 23, followed by Dr. Ackroyd, status convalescence. The patient shows many signs of extreme fatigue and major sores on the throat, mouth, and tongue, but no sign of flu, refuses to speak, claims it is too painful, needs rest and healing of throat mucous membrane before any decision can be made concerning his release.
Now that Dr. Ackroyd has been warned, he should make good use of this formula.
Tough call. Only 815. Still needs the treatment for headache, he does. I still have to go back to the pre-one. Wrong one. I still need to deliver the formula for fatigue to him. Oh, there we are. I was wondering why those 2 pointers hadn't gone away. And yeah, it did fix the health and fatigue bars. Be right back. Need to dehydrate. Well, I do have significant respect for both of them for different reasons. One of them refuses to resort to unethical experimentation, but on the other hand, he doesn't seem to realize you can't advance medicine if you never try to innovate. Of course, I'm sure he understands that. It's just that he would rather do it in a much slower way. Exactly.
With you at our side, Dr. Reid, I know that Pembroke will prevail this epidemic.
Let's see if the people of the hospital have anything new to say.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Well, he certainly doesn't.
I'm all right.
Good evening.
I'm okay.
Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reid, but you've done enough.
How painful.
So painful.
I'll let you get...
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reid. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Oh, that was some new information. But see, that's an important part of this game, is actually, you know, finding stuff like that and...
It's here again.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Tough call.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Bah.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reid. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Tell me... Do you plan...
Of course not.
I'll leave you.
I wish I could be sick again. I feel my blood boil with the fever.
Good evening.
Evening.
Why do you...
I wasn't.
Tell...
I went with...
Did you...
No.
Why?
Come on.
I
don't want...
And you notice it locks you into that.
Goodbye for now.
Whatever your choice was, you can't go back and redo the conversation and get that third hint. Oh, well.
The pain. Hello again, Dr. Reid.
Goodbye, mister.
Well, it's not your fault. You didn't exactly tell me what answer to give him.
It's locked, all right.
But I have uncovered some more information. So, not on those two. And boy, take a look at how much mesmerize you have to get her. 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 4, 6, 1. And he's got 2 more secrets too. Dr. Tippett has 1, Brannigan has 1. The only ones I've completed are Blight and Thatcher and Fiddick and Strickland. And Howcroft.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that candidate.
Again. There. I wish it would stop doing that. It's like, not even on the map, or not even on the accessible part of the map. Oh, but here you go. Here's a random marker in the middle of nowhere, because you left-clicked. Wet Boot Boy's note. Concerning the recruitment of new boys in Whitechapel, I think I found one. Albie. He's as stupid as a stool, but tough. I asked him to prove to me he could get me some drugs for the black market, and delivered quickly and nicely. Next time we meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a Wet Boot Boy, and he must now meet the bosses to get his orders. New hint available on Albert Palmer. And that triggers a new investigation. And I got, like, really lucky there. Because I got him in a corner, and I was just able to whack, 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 whack. Yes, I do, actually. Must have been in here before. Yep, yeah, I was.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. But the guards recruit more and more every year.
Smells like rotten meat. Where do you know it, guard?
Not a good place for a stroll. Die!
We're locked out.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. But the guards recruit more and more every year.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
You just keep drinking until you collapse. You're a disgrace, lad.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all!
Stop it now, Albert. Stop it!
I will end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
You're being manipulated by these criminals. What's worse is that you're clever enough to know better.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I've a future here.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Yes, you did. and it was cowardly and inexcusable.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Goodbye, young man.
The wet boots will be proud of me. You'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of a street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. It's just a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
He's got a migraine.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
War veteran needs medication since he came back from the front.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
You'll find more about them later. Of course.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reid, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Just figured I would. Okay.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Well, she is one of the NPCs, so I do have to kind
Good
of...
evening, my dear
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Well, you had to expect that in 1918 London. Shit, you kind of have to expect that in 2022 America.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Nope, that's locked. But the trash can isn't. A couple of springs. Oh.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
And there's Dorothy Crane right there. Oh, let's see. This is another one of those find the red spot things.
It's locked.
More springs. Amazing how people in these video games just routinely throw away things like springs. I'm not sure I'd want to know what they really throw away, but still, it just seems funny to me that they throw away screws and grease and springs and, well, okay, maybe not the grease, but definitely perfectly good screws and springs. You don't usually throw those away. Well,
there's nobody here.
great. So, where do I investigate his actions from? Can't be up there because I can't teleport up there. Can't be in there because I can't teleport through. Well, I call it teleportation. It really isn't. Hold on a second. This might be bugged. Yeah, I was right. There is a bug at this point. Sometimes it doesn't trigger. Well, there is a solution to that.
Because you have the money. Its effectiveness has been proven by men.
Please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reid, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
All right. I shall leave you alone.
No point in doing that right now because it's not the entrance to the hideout.
Pay me
Oh, come on.
and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and
There we are.
I cannot enter.
Well, why is the door to my... Ugh. Seriously, I have to do this to unlock that? Great. But yeah, what happens in the bug is that he gets stuck over there talking to her, but the red spot where you're supposed to observe him from never appears. Small bottle, cigarette case, a cigarette case and a ring. A lot of cigarette cases around here. A couple shillings. A cigarette case and a ring. A small bottle and a cigarette case. A small bottle and a cigarette case. However, let's see. Harry needs a fatigue, so I'll make another one of those. Fatigue, make 2 of those. 2 fatigue, bronchitis, and a migraine. Well, don't have the migraine formula yet. Again, that's in the graveyard. But at least I can fix some of these people's problems. Well, I can treat Harry and Petrescu and a couple of the others, so that's good. Blood as addiction. Vampires drink blood. This may be their most specific trait, the sinister peculiarity of their condition, if I may say so. But for me, this is not the most important characteristic of their diet. What has always fascinated me since I started to study them is the imperative need for blood they seem to endure. They want it more than anything, and this desire can drive them to expose themselves. And when they drink it, they seem to feel some sort of short trance. An ecstatic epiphany said to me once a Volcot I interviewed in Moscow. I'm convinced that this is an essential element to understand the nature and condition of vampires. They don't drink blood because it sustains them. Yes, it does. But that it offers them ecstasy. Vampires are addicted to blood, all of them. It is part of their nature, and those, among the immortals, who refuse to submit to their appetite by the strength of their will only, are never freed from this addiction. From Unveiling the Night by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. And that gives me another letter in the collectibles. Well, just rifled through a dead man's pockets for 5 shillings. And a small bottle and a cigarette case. And a ring and a cigarette case.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reid.
A gun, alcohol, and...
Well, can't do anything for him. But where's his damn kid at? Right, but his son, wherever the hell he is, him I can take care of. Right.
Turn around, sir.
There's no one in.
And he is still jammed there. Okay, I was hoping that going back to the lair and sleeping was going to solve that, but it might have to require me to restart the game. Oh, rats. Okay, well in that case, be back with you in a second. Just a real quick quit back to Windows and restart. Ah, there he is.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
1. Oh, it's doing that again. All right. Still have to talk to Darius. Someone had anemia, so I forgot to craft that.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Okay, let me guide dang it again and see if there's a cure for this bug. Okay, apparently there is a possible way around it. Yes, this is basically what you have to do, is wiggle around in front of the gate and spam the button. It's a shame there isn't a no clip. Just walk through the damn gate. I do want to know how this bug manages to still be in the game after 4 years. I think it's a 2018 game. Okay, I have to be standing at least this close. I'm not sure it's... It may not be that alley. I don't know. I mean, I can't get through this alley either. Can't see him either. Well, yeah, you can, but you can't target him really. I guess so. Let me see if there's any other damn workarounds. Well, let's see. Let's...
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
And there you go.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
That is how you get past that bug. Sad that you still have to do that, but...
Your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for... Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Skull.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness. Something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
How is business around here?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Quite a lot of stuff, actually, including common trigger parts. Yeah, I might definitely come back to this guy for those handle parts so I can upgrade my weapons. Nothing right now at the moment, but,
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reid, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
now you see, if this was Mafia 3, that's the point at which I just sock you in the jaw and knock you out.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling, but I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor, Dr. Reid.
Okay, let's get back to it.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reid, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fibre.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad. And dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
I still have to find... Oh, hold on. Yep. Flower bouquets. Springs. Things, springs, new technology, the K, the L, the F, and the ology. Sorry, just remembering the lyrics from a song. I always did like the KLF.
The walls of your home will not protect you.
I think this is who I want.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reid.
Dr. Reid, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
So, behind the church, huh? So, frisk the dead, find a cigarette case, find 3 bullets, find a bunch of a-holes who want to kill me. You notice it's getting a lot easier to deal with these guys because I have spent that XP. I just have to watch my stamina. Well, before I talk to Richard... Sycophant Publishing Limited, Lavender Court, Camden Street, London. Dear Mr. Nethercott, thank you for sending your book of poems, Songs from the Defeated City, which we found as interesting and profound as we told you the first time we received it. Alas, in the terrible times our country is currently facing, you must understand that such title would be totally inappropriate for any publication. Thus, since you still refuse to change your title and demand the full publication or none of your work, I'm sorry to announce to you that Sycophant Publishing chose the second option. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Has come to this world already touched by grace.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest, although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town.
My words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know.
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
When she was younger, my mother was a painter and a poet. She told me many times how poor her artist friends were, and how she helped them.
My parents pay for my rent, my food, and my clothes. All I have to give them in return is lies they do not believe.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir, for it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reid.
Well, at least he owns up to it.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you, for a start, my dear Doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
At least it's pretty good about pointing you towards objectives. At least in a very general sense. Was thinking there might be something up here, but no. Okay. Darius Petrescu's letter. My dearest, most beloved children, I am so sorry you have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war, but there is also a war going on here in England. A war against poverty and against injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I am writing to you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now, and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes must accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now, to feel useful one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me, and remember your father loves you all the way from this cold, damp country. I am, as ever, your loving father, Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
And that does remind me, let's check this. We have... Christina needs fatigue. He needs a potion for fatigue. He still has the migraine. He has a cold. Eek.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye, then.
Now I think I've met everyone in the district. No, I still haven't met everyone in the district. But, yeah, fine. We'll go on ahead and give them some cures. Since I'm right here. Shite. I hate that.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Okay, give him one.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll...
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reid?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Okay, so I've given them medicine. I've made up an anemia cure for him. I'll have to talk to him in a little bit. Can't make the migraine cure for him. I've got the bronchitis cure for him. Now all I need is to make up the cold medicine. And fatigue, and fatigue, and fatigue, and fatigue. And a cold, and fatigue, and fatigue, and a cold. Okay, how many doses of fatigue medication do I need? Let's see, I need a cold medication, yes, but 1 fatigue, 2 fatigue, 3 fatigue, 4 fatigue, 5 fatigue, 6 fatigue, 7 fatigue, 8 fatigue. Good grief. And then how many do I need for colds? Well, 1 cold, 2 cold, 3 cold total. And there's nothing I can do about the others. Well, I had exactly enough clove essence for all of that. Now let's see. Might as well go back to the church and talk to Nethercott real quick. And then we'll go see Darius.
Good evening, Mr. Nithercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something, but I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health, but I appreciate your concern, sir.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Oh, that's taken care of for now. See, that's the thing about this game. People do not get sick just once. And in fact, if you spend enough days in a row just basically just sitting in one of your lairs, the whole health of the districts are just going to start failing.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
I wish this thing had a save function instead of just auto-saving.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Ha ha ha! I've taken 10 shillings from you. What do you think about that? The antique figure of the Vrykalakas. On my many journeys, I believe I was the most amazed by my exploration of the Mediterranean Isles, and particularly the island of Santorini, searching for traces of vampire presence in these sunburnt lands. Herodotus himself refers to the island in his 4th book, and I'm personally convinced that there are many mysteries to be unveiled in this part of the world. Who knows that even today the island of Santorini is still considered by some as the most vampire-infested place in the world, way more than the Carpathians, and that its inhabitants are considered specialists of the vampire hunt, or the hunt for Vrykalakas as they call this creature. According to the local myths, the Vrykalakas is a dead person who does not decay, and who can show a vermilion complexion as long as he is gorged with fresh blood. He cannot enter a house without knocking and getting a response. Garlic makes him flee. He does not consume under the sun, but his skin blackens. He can change into wolf and other animals. What struck me the most is that the same name exists, with small variations, from the Mediterranean Sea to the Balkans. The Greeks call him the Vrykalakas, the Bulgarians and the Macedonians name him Varkalak, or Varkalak the Serbians call him Vukadlak. Yes, Vukadlak, a name so similar to the Volkod we already know, my dear brothers. Just to write the few words now gives me the shivers. I am personally convinced that we are here confronted to some of proto-vampire. You know, I think there was some errors in translation of this letter. The original script for this game was written in French and then translated. Maybe they are a missing link between the modern vampires and the creatures that came before them. If God allows me enough time, I wish one day to go back to the Santorini island and find the trail of this antique and forgotten figure. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. And yet another page for my collectibles.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reid.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reid. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough. And clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes. His manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know.
I do not...
Weird that it's still blue. Oh well.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
see. And yeah, I have everyone except for his migraine and his anemia, and I can cure his anemia. And I still have a couple, 3 that I don't know anything about. Well, that solves my shortage of clove essence.
I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
Well, they tried.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reid?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Hold on, let me make sure I'm going to make the right decision here. I don't want to make the wrong decision and end up... Okay.
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reid! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal. It's locked.
It's a leech! Kill it! Take a breath of this!
And don't worry, by the way, they didn't kill her.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them here! He's dead! Doesn't like
Okay. There we go. And now I can take that route back to her if I need to buy stuff from her. See, you notice she's been added as a merchant. Now if I can just figure out, now if I can just remember where that kid is.
it's all a bloody joke to you, isn't it? Sick and suffering.
But yeah, having said that, I think you're right that it is a good time for me to just head back to the lair. Although I'm not going to use the bed, I'm just going to get to the lair so I can get it to save. And then next time I stream this, next Monday, I can find the kid and also go back and report to Lady Ashbury. Coincidentally, because you're probably wondering, if you had charmed the nurse and turned her into a... If you charmed the nurse and turned her in... I mean, if you turned the nurse into a ghoul, well... Obviously, That's bad. You get experience points, but she's like a pillar of the community. If you charm her to forget about it, 24 hours later she disappears and shows up as a level 24 Skull. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. On Saturday, I will probably stream Spellcaster University. I might do either Spellcaster University or State of Decay 2. But that's going to be it for tonight. So, if you're new and you're watching this at some point and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.